Self-awareness and mindfulness have been buzzwords that haunted me for the last few years. Until a few months ago, if anyone asked me if I were self-aware, I could easily say I'm very self-aware, ready to provide strong reasons for how I'm actively working to increase my awareness. However, I now realize that my actual journey towards awareness only started a few months ago, more precisely around spring 2023. For most of my adult life, I've heard people say that they work on self-improvement to either increase their wealth, health, and financial accounts or to enhance their awareness. But why is it that 80% of us believe we are self-aware when only 10-50% of the people actually are? And why is my satisfaction after having a journey full of excitement and rewards so different from what I expected? Now I know where I went wrong, and in this video I want to share with you a philosophy I personally believe that can help get more aligned not only with what you do but also with who you are. The paradox of self-awareness. The other day when I came to this realization that I've been believing being self-aware when in fact I'm not, I was shocked and intrigued by my own findings about myself. It seems almost impossible to me to believe I'm the only one who has been lying to myself about being more aware of my own identity when in fact things are just starting for me. So I googled it. Surprisingly, in research conducted by Tasha Eurich, a PhD and organizational psychologist and researcher, she and her team demonstrated exactly that. 80% of us think we are self-aware when only 10-15 people actually are. The result? We've all been lying to ourselves. I suspect the definition of self-awareness might vary, and I'm not an expert here, but I can share with you what I mean by my own self-awareness. Self-awareness is the inner state of knowing and understanding my own feelings, strengths, weaknesses, and the reasons behind my actions. It's like having an imaginary friend from the mirror who knows everything about us, thoughts, feelings, behaviors, reactions, and our relationship with wealth, health, and finances made real. This best friend helps define me, and together we've made a pact to conquer the world. We've become partners now, and we know each other very well. Now we work on reaching the level of talking with each other straightforward without any limitations or fluff. You might say, Luciana, I know all those things about me. From my own experience and research, I've learned that this is a very unique quality belonging to only 10% of the population. Theodore Roosevelt aimed to be right 70% of the time. What do you think would be a reasonable threshold for being right for average people like me? I would probably say with confidence that it's below 50%. This would explain why, when I thought I knew all these things about myself, I was in fact living in my own blind spots, shaped by the external world. What I believe actually happens is that most people's sense of self is shaped into a package produced by the external world, by elite expectations and the cycle of conditional validation. When I learned this about myself some months ago, that's when I started to peel back all those layers and began building a self that is conscious, personal, and authentic creation, an actual identity aside from the external world's beliefs. To grow your mental muscle, you must release those beliefs and ideas that prevent you from expanding. You must stand almost naked in front of that mirror and start questioning everything you feel, think, believe, react to. Be gentle with yourself, but go deep. Release the attachment to what you think your identity is, let it go, and try to peel away as much as you can. Once you start this awareness process, I think it never stops. But you know when you have really started becoming more conscious and building that mind consciousness muscle. Let's consider a few straightforward questions about awareness. I have clearly defined values that outline what is the most important for me. Or I understand what I find the most personally rewarding. And I'm clear on the type of situations where I will feel the most satisfied. My values drive how I approach the world. These questions are from Tasha's awareness test in her research. Don't rush, but take a moment to think about these questions. Can you really answer them? We have thousands of ideas shaping who we are, how we act, what we think, what we aspire to, and what we do every single day. If you don't know why you are doing what you're doing, if you don't know why you are going to that job, having that partner, liking that thing, it means you haven't created yet yourself. There is a difference between floating on a river because you've heard there is a great valley full of fruits and greenness down the path, versus choosing the same river path because you want to explore it, because it makes you happy to be on that path. And at any moment, you check in with yourself and evaluate if you've seen from that river enough. Despite my adult journey being exciting and full of rewards, I felt tired and left with a huge void, sensing that something essential was missing. I began by questioning everything I was feeling, asking a lot of why questions lately. Some of those questions left me without answer. I was stuck. In those cases, I shifted to asking many what questions. What can I do? What do I do when I feel A? What pushes me to do B? What doesn't give me the energy to do C? What makes me feel drained? What do I really love? I was sure I'm mainly the product of the external world. What do I have to do to become what I am? The awakening. I started with the idea that I don't know what I am in the first place, that I have to discover and create myself. And I think this is a lifelong journey. It never ends, but it's much more a creative journey, authentic to me. One might ask, where do we discover ourselves? I don't think there is a recipe for that. The entire point is to follow nobody but yourself. But I think you'll need some sort of dissection to peel yourself of all those layers built by the external world and detached from the false beliefs you have. For example, in my last years of high school, like any teenager trying to choose wisely for my university and career path, I consulted left and right, what should I do? Being told I was good at math, physics, and any quantity field in general, and that I should pick something that's gonna keep me relevant but also ensures a good financial path, I went to study computer science. Another big factor was the prestige of the university. It even had up to 1 to 10 competition ratio for the seats available each year. Generally, you were considered smart and intelligent for going, but most importantly, if you could finish computer science at the University Polytechnic of Bucharest. And aside from getting all the badges from society about prestigious things, the IT field has been a good financial path in the last decade or so. So I did it. Did I do it driven by my true self? No, very little of it. Did I do it for the external appreciation of society, parents, friends? Yes, the majority of it. Did I do it for financial security? Yes, I was told it's good, and that gave me the confidence. Does it really come with any security? No, nothing comes with any form of security. Was I able to do better for myself, by myself, and not take the path influenced by the external world? In my case, I don't think so. I had little understanding of the world and myself at that age. But how much do I allow myself to float with the external world's opinions of what's good or what I should be doing? If that was the right decision for me when I was 16 years old, I can't afford to be in my mid-30s not knowing myself and waking up and doing things I haven't purposely decided to do. And the only answer I could think of to change this narrative is to stop floating throughout our life and start achieving that state of consciousness, introspection, and authenticity that allows us to say, this is who I am. And for that, we need to confront our own limitations and beliefs, peel back everything that composes us, get naked with ourselves, be willing to pay the price of the suffering of that process, and find that profound connection to our authentic self and the life that reflects not just what we do, but a bit of who we really are. Are you ready to start your awakening and begin confronting your own limitations and beliefs? Are you willing to start asking whys and whats? That's the only way to get ahead of the 80% of the people. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a bit of a different type of video compared with my previous ones, a bit more reflective. However, I would be curious to know if you found this sort of content helpful. And as always, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!